listen carefully. You are answering a question we have, not us. I am saying, before this universe...
How could he be the son in inheritance? I'm asking that question.
No, listen.
Did you not answer that question?
Listen first before you open up your mouth and you make fool in front of your people. I'm saying, before the universe was created, you believe the Son existed. Yes?
Exactly. That's what they believe. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You believe the Father existed.
But the function of the Son was when?
Okay, sure.
When was the function of the Son?
Hang on.
When he came to earth and lived for 33 years.
Hang on.
There is the function of the Son.
Excuse me.
Therefore, it does
You
not
see,
make sense.
you have no guts
This is, again, a false analogy.
to listen
You're trying to assume that
to the
that
question.
which existed at from
You don't
eternity.
listen to the question and you start answering it.
I'm answering you in the
My-
context of what God used him.
Excuse me.
God
My
called his
question.
Son when? Only at one time when he came and as a function, during the 33 years on earth, he functioned in the inheritance of his Father.
So, before the universe was created, in what relationship were they?
Equality. God did not consider equality something to be
Excuse me.
grasped.
What relationship? What relationship? As two gods? As two gods?
No, as one God. That's
How
why it's
can that
so
be?
important you go back to
Hey,
Genesis
stop
1:27.
there.
You've
Don't
got
jump.
to start from Genesis
Don't
1:27.
jump.
He creates as one.
Yeah.
Therefore,
One-
there is the answer of that,
Excuse me.
supposed
Now,
grammatical problem.
you're making a silly statement.
Yes.
It does sound silly.
It doesn't sound silly. It is silly.
Wisdom of the grammar, the wisdom of this world. Only God can understand. Only we can understand the concept of what God was saying.
You have...
See, this is totally silly to all of you people, isn't
It
it?
is for you and it's
Even
very
the virgin birth is silly.
Listen.
The virgin birth is silly too.
No, it isn't.
But yet we believe it.
Oh, then you believe
Because
it's
our
silly.
scriptures say.
Now, I'm asking you, let him be silent for a while.
Exactly.
So he's in the nature. It says here, who Jesus Christ, okay, Christ Jesus.
Okay, read it.
Who being in very nature, he was God, okay? He was God.
No.
Did not consider
He
equality.
being in
Did
very...
not consider equality with God and to God. So he laid aside that.
Stop
He
there.
came
Stop,
down.
stop. I will let
Who
you...
being in very nature God, okay?
Sister in humanity.
It's very
Sister in
clear.
humanity, I will let you finish this verse. Read the first part again.
Can you hurry up? We've only got 5
You go. No, read the first part again. He did not... No, okay. Give us 10 minutes on this verse. And we will show you, God willing.
Who being in very nature God did not consider equality with God.
When does that refer to? Before the creation of the
made
universe?
himself
Stop.
nothing. No. This is Jesus
Stop
Christ.
there.
When Jesus Christ, when he as a man.
Sure, stop there. When and what time does this refer to? Before the creation of the universe or after?
This is when he came as a man.
Now, I am interested, not when he was on this earth. I am interested before the creation of the earth.
Yes, exactly.
Before the creation of the universe,
Yes.
Do you
what
believe,
were
okay,
they?
can I say something? Do you believe, do you believe that God created us? God knew that we would do wrong things. Therefore, God knew he wanted to bring in salvation. You know when Adam and Eve were kicked out the garden and they had to start sacrificing? Even you as Muslims do believe that.
You're making
okay?
biblical stories which I don't
that's
believe in.
That's fine. Okay, you do believe Adam and Eve were in the garden, they were kicked out. That's
They weren't kicked out.
Okay, sent out then.
Sent out.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We believe they were sent out by the angel, and then they had to start sacrificing, all right?
That's what you believe. We don't.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. That means God immediately says through her seed, through Eve's seed, the Savior would come, basically, and that's prophesied all through the Old Testament. Here it says...
What are we discussing and what are you bringing?
No, what I'm saying is God knew that we needed salvation. Who being in the very nature of God did not consider equality with God something to be grasped. God wanted to bring redemption, salvation. He wants to save his humans.
You know what
The
you're
people
doing?
that he
You know what you're doing?
Okay?
What are we discussing?
So what is he...
Am I discussing the purpose of salvation? Am I discussing the purpose of salvation? Are we discussing the purpose of salvation?
I'm just saying that he didn't consider equality with God. He laid aside his majesty so he could save you. When he came,
I'm not interested in 2,000 years history.
We are not.
He knew.
Before.
He knew before. Okay.
He knew what?
If he was God, before.
He knew before that he wanted to save us. Okay? So of course, this was in his mind to save you and to save me.
Help me understand.
Yeah.
Before the universe was created,
Exactly.
he was equal with God.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Of course.
And what is your proof for that?
It's true.
Right here.
But you said this refers to 2,000 years ago.
2,000 years. Safe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. This is a reference for 2,000 years ago.
He
Right.
laid aside his majesty 2,000
2,000 years ago. This reference.
What
This reference.
I'm saying,
This reference.
has always been equal.
So, yeah, he,
2000
when
2000
Thessalonians,
He was
laid
equal
aside
what?
his majesty, but he was
With
always
God.
with God, one with God.
No,
He was
no,
always
one
with
with-
God.
one-
His nature.
One
in
what
his
with God?
nature, he was God.
One what with God?
What?
One what? One God with another God? One God?
No,
What
he
was
is
he?
one.
Yeah.
One what?
What?
One what?
They were one God. For
How they were equal.
Elohim implies
Why?
that.
What's our problem? You are man, I'm one man.
Excuse
I'm
me.
them, I'm one woman.
If
That's
you
what it
read-
means. I'm one woman. This is what it means.
So he was one God with
Do you
God.
not have a mind, a
Please.
soul, and a spirit, and a heart?
Excuse me.
That's many things. That's in one
In
body.
Christianity, a woman has got no soul.
Before the universe was created.
Did you say a woman has no
No soul.
soul?
That's
Okay,
Did you say a woman? Did you say a woman
That's
has
Paul
no
said.
soul?
That's Paul said. That's your book.
Is that in
Your
Paul?
book said. That's your book saying.
I was created in
That's your
God's
book
image.
saying. The quote. Come and read the quote. Come on, read Paul. Paul said that. Paul said woman has got no soul. And you believe in that book?
God the Son, God the Father.
And you believe in that book?
We're always
No, no, listen. You believe in that book. You said I and the Son and believe in God through my book.
You know
And your book says,
son. The
Paul
word son.
said in your book
Nation of son.
that you have no
The
soul.
designation of Son was only equivalent, was only important at the time that he came to earth.
Thank you. So before the universe was created, what was he? Was he God?
always the second person of the Trinity. He always was the
No.
You're looking for a definition. You're looking for a title.
So we say,
No, he is the one.
so we say God is
Always
one.
God. Was he not?
God is
He
one,
always
but
God.
it's the second one.
Always
Hang
God.
on. So he was.
That's why she's reading this.
Excuse me.
Now, don't lambast her and say,
He
how
was-
is it that this time period only
Hey,
begins 2,000 years ago?
Don't jump.
We're referring
We
to
are
when he came down 2,000
questioning
years
your
ago.
very fundamental,
No,
which
why?
you find very difficult now,
It
isn't
is
it?
not. Listen, if you
No.
read it again, it's very simple.
Before the universe is clear, what is clear? What?
It's big. You're just not willing
Sure.
to accept
Thank
it.
you.
You're just not willing to
Now,
accept it.
how did God refer to Jesus before the universe was created? In what term?
The Bible doesn't tell me that. So
Oh, it doesn't tell you. It tells you everything, but it doesn't tell you that.
It does.
You know why?
Did they have a relationship? Excuse me.
What's important?
Did they have a...
Important?
No?
Listen,
Don't
I'm
jump.
a creation of God. What's
Don't
important?
jump.
That I am in relationship with my
Do not
Father in heaven.
jump.
That's what God, this book
Did
is
they
about.
have a relationship?
Listen,
Yes,
of course
they
they
had a
did.
Now, what relationship was it?
There was a love relationship.
As what? As what? As a father and son or a husband and wife? No, as a husband and wife?
No, of course not.
So what was that
You
relationship?
know, love, agape love, if you heard
Excuse
of
me?
agape love.
Hello? What was that relationship? You give us a positive answer.
Okay.
Don't assume and don't leave the
Their
assumption.
relationship was one of equality. That is first and foremost. So
Why don't you
what kind of
admit that you
relationship
don't
are
know?
looking for?
Why
Why
don't
is
you
it you're
admit?
looking for
You
a
see,
word that doesn't
the
exist?
sign of arrogance is that you think you know everything when you don't.
You're asking a
Why don't you admit I don't know?
relationship. And she's very clear.
Because there was no such relationship.
Monsieur, of course there was.
And what was it?
It says it right here. She's already read it. Before the world began, since that time, he did not consider equality. The word is equality, something to be grasped. So the relationship they had was one of
How
equality.
did they refer to each other? Did they have a name?
Do we have that? Do we even know that? No, we don't. We weren't.
So you don't know. So you don't know.
Where do you find that in
Hang
Scripture?
on.
It does not
Hang
exist.
on. So
Now,
it does not
we
exist.
do know.
But
we
you
do
make
know.
up stories that, oh, in heaven God says, my son.
No.
People
When
have
he
looked
was
at
on
that.
earth, he
I have to send you down and kill you.
Listen.
Hang on.
I said, you say God says my son. I'll show you where God says my son.
So you were saying the relationship of son existed before. Contradicting him.
Only, listen, we've already said this 3 times today. It existed as son to father when he was on earth. Because he took on himself the form of a man, a servant.
So how did they refer to each other before the universe was created?
So there's no way they were going to...
You don't know?